be giving Bhagavad-gītā class, and today's verse is there on the TV screen, 8.28, Attaining the Supreme. And so we will be first do the Jai Radha Madhava, and then we dive into that, into the Krishna Bhagavad-gītā. So, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girvaradari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girvaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gaur Nitai ki. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. So very happy to be here, and we are very fortunate that because of Srila Prabhupada, our Gurudev, he introduced such a beautiful way of, in the temple room, Hare Krishna temple, everywhere all over the world if you go, you will find early in the morning there is a Bhagavatam class or a Chaitanya Charitamrita class, and evening we have a Bhagavad-gītā class. This is a nice way for us to once again get back to our ancient Vedic culture, to know about our scriptures. And today we're going to be covering from Bhagavad-gītā, chapter number 8, which is called as Attaining the Supreme, also called as Akshara Brahma Yoga. And each of these yoga, every chapter gives us so much of knowledge from Krishna. And attaining the Supreme, how can we attain the Supreme? Who is the Supreme? The Supreme is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Also, my Prataji, would you want to sit in the front? Just so that it will be a nice interaction between us. Easy to see each other and interact. Sri Krishna Bhagavan, in Bhagavad-gītā, he says one thing very clearly. Madchitta madgata pranam bodhayante parasparam katayantascha mam nityanti tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Krishna is telling Arjuna, my devotees, they get great satisfaction and bliss by always enlightening and talking about me. So when we come to the mandir, this is how we have to spend our time, because our mind is in the material world. But when we come to the mandir, we should absorb completely our mind in Krishna Katha. That's why Krishna is saying, Madchitta Madgatam. You should apply your mind, everything we should be absorbed, and we should be speaking about Krishna. By the time we leave the temple room, we should be like, okay, I have learned something new from about Krishna. There's something which I have learned from Krishna. What is Bhagavad-gītā telling me? At least one sloka from Bhagavad-gītā, because every sloka is coming from the lotus mouth of Lord Krishna. And that sloka we are repeating. Imagine how precious it is, right? How fortunate we are that because of our Srila Prabhupada, we have this opportunity to be reciting this. And this particular chapter is called Attaining the Supreme. We all want to attain the Supreme Lord, right? And who's the Supreme Lord? Lord Krishna, right? So it is called as Akshara Brahma Yoga. So Lord Krishna, Arjuna, throughout Bhagavad-gītā is going on asking questions, right? And Krishna, can you tell me about this? What is the self? What is Brahman? This is how the chapter starts. Like, tell me what is self, what is Brahman, like that, And in Gita Mahatyam, it is mentioned, like sometimes people say, right, what do we get by reading Bhagavad-gītā? Like sometimes people say like that, right? In Gita Mahatyam, it is mentioned, there are so many stories that even by reciting one chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, how the curses were lifted. Just by reciting the chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. Same way, for chapter number 8, which we are covering today, chapter number 8 we are covering, there is a story that the one Brahmana, because he was doing so many sinful things and all this, in his next life he was born the soul entered into the date palm tree, the dates. And on the same tree, near the same tree, there was another 2 ghosts that appeared. Why ghosts? Because again, why do we get this ghost body and different bodies? So all depends on what karma that we do in our previous life. So there was another wife and husband who had actually also, they become 2 ghosts because of some sinful things that they done. And one of the ghosts was asking another one, what is this Brahman? What is this self? What are the fruitive activities? Just one ghost was asking another Brahman. Just because by asking these questions, these are the same questions which are there in chapter 8. You see? And because they ask just one verse of that Kim Brahma, Kim Adhyatmam, Kim Karma Purushottama. Some very simple questions that were asked near both of the ghosts were talking. And just by asking those questions which are come from Bhagavad-gītā chapter number 8, immediately all of them, they got back their spirit, they got liberated, they got back their body. So similarly, so like that, just by listening, because these are some of the verses from Bhagavad-gītā. So we can understand the importance of listening to Bhagavad-gītā. Just by listening, Lord Sri Krishna Bhagavan says one important thing, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti taktataha chakto deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjina. Lord Krishna is telling in Bhagavad-gītā that those devotees who listen to Krishna's Janma, this appearance day is coming, right? Janmashtami is coming up on the 4th of September. So Lord Krishna is telling those devotees who listen to my Janma, about my Krishna Katha, by listening to Krishna's divine Leelas, right? So many Leelas Krishna done, right? Even by Shravanam, by listening to the Harikatha, Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā that towards the end of the life, you have gathered so much of spiritual piety, so much of what you call good karma that have accumulated, that then your next life, you'll no more be in this material world. Why? What will happen to those people who are listening to Krishna Katha? Krishna says your next life will be going directly to the highest Vaikuntha planet called Goloka Vrindavan. Imagine such an amazing thing, isn't it? Krishna is giving us such a special benediction that by just Shravanam, by listening to Krishna's Katha, it could be Bhagavad-gītā, it could be Bhagavatam, anything, just by listening, you will be liberated and go back to Krishna. So this chapter, in this particular verse, is a very beautiful verse. I'm going to be reading, this is the last word of this chapter called Akshar Brahma Yoga, where Lord Arjuna is asking a lot of questions, and Krishna is telling how to leave this material, how to leave this world at the end of the life. What will happen to people who live, like Bhishma Pitamaha, Bhishma was given a boon that he could die whenever he wants to. So he waited till Uttarayanam, at an auspicious time, and at that time he left his body. So like that, by practicing spirituality, by doing good, the Krishna is also giving us the knowledge what will happen to somebody who is passing away in light, what will happen to somebody who is passing away in darkness. Like that, there is a consequence for everything, right? But what about devotees? Do the devotees are afraid of death? Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, there are two ways of passing away from the world, passing away in light, passing away in darkness. But a devotee of Krishna, or Krishna is saying, you don't need to worry at all. By just doing in bhakti, you will get all the auspiciousness, you'll be completely liberated, and you will go back to Krishna Loka. So a devotee, you don't need to be afraid of death. Mostly the people are very scared of death, isn't it? Jara, Marana, because these four things are very, very, because towards the end of life, people worry, like, what's going to happen if I die? But Krishna is saying, a devotee of Krishna, you don't need to worry about it. Krishna takes care. Right? So our future is definitely in the good hands of Lord Krishna. So this verse I will read out, and after that I want all of us to participate, right? Because, like I said, it is not about how nicely I'm reciting, it's just taking part. Just taking part and making that small effort. Because Sri Krishna Bhagavan is so kind, he says, Neha Bikramanasosti Prachavagyona Vidyate Swalpam Abhyasya Dharmasya Traite Mata. Krishna says, Arjuna, in this material world, even if you do a little bit of seva for Krishna, like all of you are sitting and listening to Harikatha, that itself also Krishna appreciates. Swalpam Abhyasya, even if you do a little bit of serving for me by sitting and listening to Krishna Katha, Krishna says that will protect you from all the dangers of life and death. Just by listening, right? So this particular verse number 28, this is the last verse in chapter number 8, and it's also there mentioned over there as well, 8.28. This is what we are covering now, right? I'm going to be reading this. Yeah, this is the verse. So it's a little bit longer one, so it goes in a different meter, so I'm going to read that. Vedeshu yajneshu tapasu chaiva daneshu yat punya palam pratistam atyeti tat sarvam vidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. That's the verse that is there, right? So I don't know if we can make this a bit bigger. Yeah, I think now we can able to see, right? Better? You okay? This is better, right? Yeah. Okay, are you able to see that words from there? Yeah? So I will just repeat. So let's do word by word, then you'll get comfortable, and then we can do the same, complete the line by line. Yeah? Vedeshu. Just repeat after me. I will just end here. We are breaking down. See, the beauty about Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, he not only translated Bhagavad-gītā, but he translated and gave us word-to-word meaning. Each and every Sanskrit word, what is the meaning? So in a way, that by reading Bhagavad-gītā, you're also learning Sanskrit also, because word-to-word meaning has been given, right? So just repeat after me. Is that okay? Right? Vedeshu. In the study of the Vedas. You can mention, in the study of the Vedas. You can repeat, yeah? In the study of the Vedas. Yajneshu. In the performance of yajna. Yajna or sacrifice. Tapashu. In undergoing different type of austerities. Cha. Also. Eva. Certainly. Daneshu. In giving charities. Yat. That which. Punya palam. Results of pious work. Pradistam. Indicated. Atyeti. Surpasses. Tat sarvam. All those. Idam. This. Viditva. Knowing. Yogi. The devotee. Param. Supreme. Sthanam. Abode. Upaiti. Achieves. Cha. Also. Adyam. Original. So we are just broken this so that you can get comfortable. So we'll do line by line, right? Try to see if you can just do it. I'm sure, how many of you already read the Bhagavad-gītā? Maybe one or two slokas also. Anyone of you read? No? You? No? So it's going to be the first time, is it? So I think we should all take a nice selfie together. It's going to be the first time they're all reciting. So let's do that, yeah? Let's try. There is always a first time in life, isn't it? So we come to the Krishna Mandir. Now Krishna is, see, this is Krishna's home, right? This temple is Krishna's home. When somebody comes to your home, what will you do? You'll ask them, what can I give you? Right? Tell me what more precious that Krishna can give you more than Bhagavad-gītā. Right? So we give the most precious thing to the guests that who come in, right? We try to make nice preparation, we try to make nice food. More important than all this is what is it that we're going to give them, to our guests. So similarly, when we come to the Krishna Mandir, this is Krishna's home. And what can Krishna give other than Bhagavad-gītā? Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, wherever he used to go, whichever country he goes with Bhagavad-gītā. And he tells them that there is nothing more bigger gift that I can give you other than this Bhagavad-gītā. It's the most precious gift that I can give. So like that, Krishna is giving us this gift. So at least when you go away, along with your bakery takeaway, you should have some Bhagavad-gītā takeaway. Is it not? Right? So just try to do this. Vedeshu yajneshu tapasu chaiva. The lyrics are there. Shall I try to make it a bit bigger? Let me see if I... Yeah. Is that okay? Is that okay now? Vedeshu yajneshu tapasu chaiva. Vedeshu yajneshu tapasu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya palam pratistam. Daneshu yat punya palam pradistam. Atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva. Atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva. Yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. Yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. You're doing so well. Let's do one round, right? Yeah, you're doing all very well. I don't think you're doing it for the first time. I have a doubt. So let's do it once again, okay? Vedeshu yajneshu tapasu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya palam pradistam. Atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. I should honestly say you're doing very well. Very nice. So I will read the translation of this verse. Okay, so the whole chapter has been so far explained. This chapter has 26 verses. Krishna has already explained about how to attain Krishna Bhagavan, and he explained about how to even die, the art of dying. Krishna tells like how to even die in this chapter. And not at the end, Lord Krishna is giving some very valuable advice. At the end of every chapter, Krishna gives some pearls of wisdom, right? So here, Krishna is telling you, I'll give you the translation of this verse that we just now read, right? What is the translation? Krishna is telling, a person who accepts the path of devotional service, a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results which are derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. 5 of them. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. You know what is the meaning of what Krishna is trying to say? Krishna is trying to tell us that Arjuna, by doing bhakti towards me, you will get all the benefits, whatever benefits you get by studying the Vedas, whatever benefits you get by doing Ashwamedha sacrifices, horse sacrifice, cow sacrifice, what all sacrifices they used to do in the ancient time, right? And whatever benefits you do by doing charity, whatever benefits you do by doing some fruitive activities. You know, some people will say, we'll go and donate to some hospital, we'll go and donate to this, we'll go and donate to that. So by doing all these things, reading Vedas, doing sacrifices, doing charity, doing philosophical activities, doing fruitive activities, all these things, whatever benefits you get, Arjuna, Krishna is telling, the same benefits or more benefits you get by engaging in bhakti towards Krishna. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this amazing? Why? Why it is so amazing? Because in today's world, everybody is caught up in rituals. Beta ka shadi nahi hua, immediately kuch puja karo. Right? Banda ko job nahi mila, immediately kuch puja karo. Ye karo, wo karo. Hai na? Do you agree with that? Like we do so many ritualistic things. And somebody will come and tell, they'll go and show it to an astrologer. Tera aapki kundali mein ye hai, wo hai. And immediately we'll try to do some patchwork. We'll try to do, and okay, what do I have to do? No, give me some 30,000 rupees, I will give you one mantra. You see, in today's world, people are finding ways to cheat also. They will see that you are in a vulnerable situation and they will give you all kind of advice and they'll give you money. Give me money. And we will give you one mantra. And do that mantra and go and do that. When you come to the Hare Krishna temple, do we ever ask you a single penny for anything at all? We give them not only mantra, here we give the Maha Mantra. Maha Mantra means the greatest, the ultimate mantra we give here in Hare Krishna temple. Do we expect anything from you at all? We are always giving. In fact, what is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Even the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is so pure, we are asking Krishna, I don't want anything from you. The meaning of the mantra, what is the meaning of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? We are praying to Radha and Krishna, I do not want anything from you. I want to ask you, please engage me in your service. That is the meaning of the mantra, right? So, I'm going to read the purport. Purport means a proper explanation of the sloka. And after that, I'm going to offer my prayers. And then I think maybe I'll offer my prayers first and then we will get into the purport. Okay, is that okay? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalaka Chakshurinmalitanyena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadadikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Vidha Padakam Sri Vaishnavamsha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashacha Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratuse Namaha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusite Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Hare Krishna. So very important for us to get the blessings of our Guru Parampara and, and Radha Gokulananda as well before that. And my humble obeisances to our spiritual master. 8 years back, I remember when I first came here as a volunteer, I did not know a single sloka from Bhagavad-gītā. I did not know what is bhakti, did not know what is the mantra. But as you keep coming regularly and as you make even one small commitment, Krishna, every month I will come here and just do some bhajan for you. If you start with one small commitment to Krishna, one step you take towards Krishna, Krishna will take 100 steps towards us. And Srila Prabhupada, we had to be so grateful. Sri Krishna Bhagavan tells in Bhagavad-gītā, Tadviddi pranipatena paripresnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshanaha. Krishna tells in Bhagavad-gītā to Arjuna, Arjuna, all of us should have a guru in your life. That guru, we should serve the guru. We should ask all the questions to the Guru. The Guru, who is the representative of Krishna, will give us all the knowledge which will take us back to the lotus feet of Guru. So the way it works is when you are sincerely praying to Krishna, Krishna will give us a bona fide spiritual master. He'll give us a bona fide Guru. And that Guru will once again give us the knowledge which will take us back to Krishna. You see, we pray sincerely to Krishna. Krishna gives us a bona fide spiritual master. And that spiritual master will give us the knowledge, will take us to lotus feet of Krishna. Isn't it amazing? So, very important thing is we should all be very sincerely, we should pray to Krishna. Krishna, please. And you're all very fortunate because you come to the Hare Krishna Mandir, right? So this particular sloka is the last sloka from this chapter called Attaining the Supreme, Akshara Brahma Yoga. Every chapter is a chapter named as Yoga. Akshara Brahma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Purushottama Yoga, like that, right? So now as I mentioned, Lord Krishna, he's telling us that by engaging in bhakti towards Krishna, you will get all the benefits of doing all these Vedic studies and sacrifices and everything. Now I'm going to read the purport which has been written by our Gurudev Srila Prabhupada. You know, our Srila Prabhupada, when he was in the US, he used to translate all this Bhagavad-gītā. How many verses are there in Bhagavad-gītā? How many verses? Anyone? Prabhu? Mataji? Our children, we had to pass this knowledge on. How many verses are there in this Bhagavad-gītā? 700 verses are there in Bhagavad-gītā, okay? And there are totally 18 chapters in Bhagavad-gītā. 700 verses and 18 chapters in Bhagavad-gītā. And every chapter is a chapter on yoga. So we all know that the popular word called yoga. But actually where does the word yoga come from? The yoga comes from a Sanskrit word called yuj. Yuj means union. Union between whom? Union between Atma and the Paramatma. That is the actual meaning of yoga. Yoga means union between Atma and Paramatma. So Lord Krishna is giving us the knowledge through Bhagavad-gītā about this union, about Atma and Paramatma. So in this chapter number 8, Lord Krishna is beautifully giving the meaning of each and every sloka. So we're covering the last verse, which is called as verse number 28. So I will read the purport of this. This particular verse, which we all just now did, right, all of us? This is a summation of the 7th and 8th chapters, which particularly deals with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. One has to study the Vedas under the guidance of a spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under care. So it is not easy to read the Vedas, right? We need to have a spiritual master because in today's Kali Yuga, do we have such kind of a people who are experts in Vedas? No. You know, when during the Dwapara Yuga, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was doing a Rajasuya sacrifice, he used to get experts in Vedas. And those experts in Vedas, they used to be there like inspection officers. They used to go and correct the people who don't recite the Vedas properly. But do you have such kind of a Vedic people these days? In Kali Yuga, we don't have such kind of a Vedic people, right? So here, it is mentioned, one has to study the Vedas under the guidance of a spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances. Hare Krishna. So one has to study the Vedas under the guidance of a spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under his care. And a brahmachari, as you all know, in the beginning, now we are talking about caste system. But originally, what was the system that we followed? Varna ashrama dharma. Right? Varnas, 4 Varnas. What are those? Like a brahmachari, next grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. There was like gradual progression like that was happening, right? So in the beginning, like you can see over here, a brahmachari has to live in the home of a spiritual master. Even when Lord Krishna was a small child, he was sent to the Grihastha, to the Gurukul, right? To learn from who was his teacher? Who was Krishna's teacher? Sandipani Muni, right? Sandipani Muni. Do you know something? When Lord Krishna, after he finished his Gurukul, right? After he finished his studies, he just, I think he was in no matter of time, he finished all his studies. And at the end, he asked Sandipani Muni, his teacher, Gurudev, I would like to give you some Guru Dakshina because you learned from you. What is the Guru Dakshina do you want? Right? And Sandipani Muni says, Krishna, my son has died. Can you bring back my dead son alive? What a request, right? He was asking Krishna, Sandipani Muni was asking, my son has died, can you bring back my dead son alive? And Lord Krishna says, no problem at all. He went and asked Yamaraj, I want the soul back. And he takes his teacher's son back, brings him to life, and takes him back and gives it to Sandipani Muni. So you can imagine how Krishna is the Supreme Lord, right? So he is ready to even give back a dead son alive. So now coming to this point, a brahmachari has to live in the home of a spiritual master like a servant. Imagine what kind of austerity, right? A child, a brahmachari, he has to go and live with the spiritual master, and the spiritual master will, let's say if he has to go and eat, he has to go and beg, on behalf of the spiritual master, he has to go and beg from door to door, and he used to bring them the food to the spiritual master. And he takes the food only under the spiritual master's order. And if the master neglects to call the student for food on that day, the student fasts. Imagine if the teacher says he's living with his teacher, and if the spiritual master forgets to call his student, the student has to go fasting on that day. He can't even eat his food. Imagine the kind of discipline that was maintained in that particular period of time, right? So here, after the students study the Vedas under the master for some time, you all know, right, in the land of Bharat, they used to have Gurukuls, right, in the Gurukuls. Now we don't have Gurukul, but thanks to Srila Prabhupada, we have Gurukuls here in Hare Krishna Mandir, right? We have Gurukuls here. Now here, after the student studies the Vedas under the master, at least from age 5 to 20 years, that's the time when they follow going to the Gurukul and learning the Vedas under the spiritual master. Then he becomes a man of perfect character. You know why it is so important during the brahmachari time to have the spiritual master? Because if you all remember, that's the time when our mind goes crazy, right? We start indulging in all kind of things. You know, in the teenagers, you see how the nature of the teenage, we all been through that journey. At that time, we like to go and enjoy with life. We don't know what we are doing, whether what we are doing is sinful or not sinful. We don't think about all of that. That's the time people get addicted. I remember when we were young, I come from a nice beach city in South India. You know, we are sitting by the beach. So all of us, used to go in the evening to the beach, and we used to hang around with the friends. And that is where I seen most of the people I picked up drinking, smoking, all these things, because in the association of other friends, right? So that's a very vulnerable time. You know, the teenage time is a very vulnerable time. That's the time when you get addicted to so many things. But during that time, the brahmachari life is done in those days. They would go to a spiritual master. Under the guidance of the spiritual master, they used to learn all the spiritual teaching. So instead of living a life like that, you are now leading a very disciplined life. Now you understand the purpose of life and everything, right? And after this training is over, and the study of the Vedas is not meant for recreation of armchair speculators, but for the formation of character. Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gauranitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. I always say, I'm sure like everybody says, like, you know, our temple deities are beautiful. Like sometimes people like they say, right, our temple deities are. So sometimes I feel even I'm also very partial. I say like Radha Gokulananda is the most beautiful deities in the world. Don't you all agree? They're so beautiful, isn't it, Radha Gokulananda? So after the training, after the youngsters, they used to get the brahmachari training from the spiritual master. The brahmachari is then allowed to enter into the household life. So till then, he's there with the spiritual master. If you go upstairs, you see Srila Prabhupada's personal quarters are there. In that, there is a picture of Krishna and Balaram along with Sandipani Muni. Have you gone upstairs? Any of you gone upstairs? This place is very well known because this is the second place outside India where our Gurudev Srila Prabhupada used to live upstairs. That's another reason why this place is very spiritual. And Srila Prabhupada personally had installed the deities. The Prana Pratishtha of Radha Gokulananda was done by Srila Prabhupada. Here. And he used to live upstairs. Yeah, you are allowed. Anybody can go upstairs. In fact, after 7 o'clock, the Aarti will start. Otherwise, I can take you as well. Everybody can go. You can go and see the spiritual masters thing, right? But anyway, the point what I'm saying is, even when Krishna was there, when he was young, he went to Gurukul and learned from Sandipani Muni. Now, one of the important, because what we are trying to understand in this sloka is, where Lord Krishna is telling, instead of doing all philosophical activities, reading Vedas, doing that, doing this, so many things, all those benefits you will get in this Kali Yuga by just engaging in bhakti towards Krishna. Krishna is saying, why do you want to do all that when I'm ready to give you everything? You just come to me, practice bhakti towards me, and you will automatically get all of that. Whatever the benefits are. Imagine, can we study the Vedas? No, we cannot study the Vedas, right? We don't have that knowledge. But by engaging in Krishna Bhakti, Krishna is saying you will already get all the benefits of studying the Vedas. So here, Krishna also Prabhupada also goes to mention, he must also give charity, not only that he is taking brahmachari life, next grihastha life, and after this training, once he gets back to his home, he has to live like a householder, and at that time, he has to perform many sacrifices so that he may get further enlightenment as well. And he must also give charity according to the country, time and candidate, and discriminating among charity in the goodness, in his passion and ignorance as described in Bhagavad-gītā. Do you all know that charity also, we should do it with discrimination? Why, even the charity that you do is in 3 modes. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Do you know that? If you think that charity is charity, and if you give money to a drug addict, and if he takes that money and he takes drugs, that is charity in the mode of ignorance. You will get that bad karma. You see? But when you come to the mandir and you guys nicely put some money for Krishna over here, this is in the right place at the right time in this thing. This is charity in the sattva guna, mode of goodness. So Krishna is saying in Bhagavad-gītā, Datavyam iti yad danam diyate nopakarine deshakalesha patrecha tad danam satvikam smritam. Krishna is saying, that charity which you do it at the right time, at a right place, for a right reason, right? That without expecting anything in return, that is charity in the mode of goodness. That is charity in sattva guna. So we should not, like, charity doesn't mean we have to go and tell everyone. You should not tell everyone. Everything between you and Krishna. Whatever charity, Krishna, I'm just doing it for your sake. For your pleasure, I'm doing. That's all we have to do. And that is charity in the mode of goodness. Okay? And that is one of the things. Then after returning from household life, upon accepting the order of Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means above 50, like that. Here we have friendship groups. We got Vanaprastha groups here also in the temple. And all the 50 years above people, they come and meet as part of the Vanaprastha group, okay? He undergoes, and after the Vanaprastha, this thing, and after returning from household, upon accepting Vanaprastha, so according to our Varnashrama Dharma, according to our Sanatana Dharma, we have to follow this actually, that after a certain age, when we accept this Vanaprastha, at that time, you have to undergo severe penances. Like, going into the forest. People used to go into the forest and meditating and all that. Living in the forest, dressing like a tree with tree bark, not shaving, by carrying out the orders of brahmacharya, household, vanaprastha, and finally sannyasa, one becomes elevated to the perfection stage of life. So the actual perfect stage of human life is by following this Varnashrama Dharma, which has been mentioned in our ancient Sanatana Dharma. Okay? Now, some of them are elevated to even heavenly kingdoms. So by following this Varnashrama Dharma, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and doing all these procedures, we'll get even elevation to the heavenly planets as well. Right? And some of them are elevated to the heavenly planets, and when they become even more advanced, they are liberated in the spiritual sky. We always talk about liberation, right? We talk about mukti. Either in the impersonal, so whatever this liberation, advanced, that they get liberated in the spiritual sky, either in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Some people say, like, we want to merge into the Brahma, we do all these spiritual practices. So there are so many different paths that are there. Some people, like, by the liberation, they can get merged into the Brahma Jyoti, or in the Vaikuntha planet or Krishna Loka. So when you develop love for Krishna, when you have so much developed love for Krishna, then we go and directly go to Krishna Loka, right? But some people have this desire to be merged into the Brahman, so that's another option. So this is the path which is outlined by the Vedic literature. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that you have to listen to this. the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So far I have told you all the brahmachari and all doing all these things, following the performance of austerities and penances and all that. But the beauty of Krishna consciousness is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all the rituals of the different orders of life. So whatever rituals that you're doing right from childhood, instead of doing all the rituals, just by practicing devotional service towards Krishna, you will automatically get all those benefits of doing those rituals. And not only this, he says, the words idam viditva indicate that one should understand the instructions given by Krishna in this chapter and 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. So in Bhagavad-gītā, there are 18 chapters, right? The 6 chapters are like a precious diamond. You know, when you have a precious diamond, what do you have? You keep it in a nice jewelry box, right? On the top, you have the cover, and at the bottom, you have in which you put the diamond. So the 6 chapters are all about bhakti. So these 6 chapters are very priceless gift of bhakti that Krishna is giving. And now we are covering the 8th chapter, which is between 7th and 12th chapter. So it is within this. So this is a very, very important part of your bhakti life, right? And one has to try to understand that these chapters, not by scholarship or mental speculation, but by hearing them in the association of devotees. Always try to hear Bhagavad-gītā in the association of devotees. We should hear from the devotees only. Because there are many people are scholars. They can read Sanskrit and everything, but they don't have bhakti within them. If you don't have bhakti, then the spirit of bhakti is not there, isn't it? If the spirit of Bhagavad-gītā is not there, then what's the point? Because you will be surprised to know there are 600 versions of Bhagavad-gītā. So many hundreds of versions of Bhagavad-gītā. So many people have translated. Now what is special about this Bhagavad-gītā? Here Bhagavad-gītā is called as Bhagavad-gītā as it is. Which means exactly the way Bhagavan Sri Krishna spoke on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, word to word meaning has been given by Srila Prabhupada. So that is why it is very important to read the authentic version of Bhagavad-gītā, which is called as Bhagavad-gītā as it is. This is the version of Bhagavad-gītā that we all need. Where the spirit, but Srila Prabhupada, sometimes he used to read his own Bhagavad-gītā. He used to read his own Bhagavatam. And his disciple used to ask Srila Prabhupada, you only translated, right? Why are you reading? You know everything. Then Srila Prabhupada used to say, because everything has been guided by Krishna. It was Krishna who has actually given everything. I'm just an instrument in writing this. So we have to understand that whenever we read Bhagavad-gītā, you should be in the association of the devotees. And that is when you can actually understand the spirit of the Bhagavad-gītā. Right? And so here, the chapter 7 through 12 are the essence of Bhagavad-gītā. So what we are covering now is the essence of Bhagavad-gītā. The first 6 and the last 6 chapters, as I'm mentioning, they're coverings for the middle 6 chapters, which are especially protected by the Lord. If one is fortunate enough to understand Bhagavad-gītā, especially 6 middle chapters in the association of devotees, then his life at once becomes glorified beyond all the penances, sacrifices, charities and speculations. For one has achieved all the results of these activities simply by practicing Bhakti Yoga, by practicing Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is mentioned in our purport that one who has a little faith in Bhagavad-gītā should learn Bhagavad-gītā from a devotee, because in the beginning of the 4th chapter it is stated clearly that Bhagavad-gītā can be understood only by devotees. So very important for us to understand. Sometimes people say, I don't understand Bhagavad-gītā. Because why? We have to learn how to be a devotee of Krishna, right? How can we be a devotee of Krishna in this Kali Yuga? Sri Krishna Bhagavan himself, you came in this avatar. You can see this Panchatattva in the middle, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who's Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. And he came in the avatar of a devotee. Why? To give us the most sublime method of attaining Krishna Bhakti. And he is the one who mentioned, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva 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 Gatiranyata. That means, in this Kali Yuga, the best way to become a devotee of Krishna, to attain Krishna Bhakti, is by always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You see? So, these things should happen hand in hand. On one side, you should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, and slowly start reading Bhagavad-gītā. So, as you keep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it will purify your consciousness, Cheto Darpanam Arjuna, which means your heart is compared to a mirror with full of dust. So as you keep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it will cleanse the dust and everything, and then we can understand Krishna Bhakti very clearly. Then we can understand Bhagavad-gītā very clearly. Okay? So you understand now? So we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on one hand, and daily keep reading Bhagavad-gītā. So as you keep Reading every day, as we keep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, slowly we'll start understanding the essence of Bhagavad-gītā, right? And so it's very important to have the faith in Bhagavad-gītā. Krishna himself said, Ashraddha dana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante janma mrityu samsara vartmani. So Krishna himself is telling that one who does not have faith in Krishna Bhagavan, he will not be able to attain Krishna. Most important thing is to have faith. And that faith will come in the association of the devotees, by being with the devotees, by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yeah? So here, one should learn Bhagavad-gītā from a devotee. This is the sign of it. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets devotee association, one actually begins to study and understand. By advancement in the association of devotee, one is placed in devotional service, and this service dispels all one's misgivings about Krishna or God and Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, name and other features. After these misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed in one study. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad-gītā and attains the state of feeling always Krishna conscious. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. So the whole purpose of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the whole purpose of reading Bhagavad-gītā, when we understand the Krishna Tattva, when we purify our Krishna consciousness, then we will completely fall in love with Krishna. And why is it important to fall in love with Krishna? Because when we'll fall in love with Krishna, towards the end of the life, we will remember whoever is most lovable for us, right? Whoever is closest to our heart, those people only will call out, right? So when we develop that kind of a love to Krishna, what we'll do? We'll call out for Krishna. We will remember Krishna. Krishna himself says, Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Towards the end of the life, if you remember Krishna, then we directly go to the highest Vaikuntha planet called Goloka Vrindavan. You see? So there's a reason why we ask people to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so that you can develop because it happens in two stages. One stage, it cleanses your heart and cleanses your mind, and then the real love for Krishna will awaken in our heart. And when that love for Krishna will awaken in our heart, then we will increase our Krishna Bhakti by engaging in devotional service. That way we fall in love with Krishna, and towards the end of the life, if we remember Krishna, Krishna says that is the way where you will go to. Yeah? So this is highest perfectional stage of life, enables the devotee to be transferred to the Krishna abode in the spiritual sky. Goloka Vrindavan, where the devotees can eternally live with Krishna. So the actual happiness is in the spiritual world. This material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by reading Bhagavad-gītā, we will go back to the highest Vaikuntha planet, where we will be eternally residing with Krishna, and that is where you will have the real happiness. Now, I just wanted to mention a few points in this, right? Like I said, this chapter number 8 is like part of the Bhakti Yoga, where it's preciously kept in the middle of all the chapters. And the one important thing is Lord Krishna is giving so much of importance to Bhakti life. Vedeshu yajneshu tapasu chaiva daneshu yat punya palam pratistam atyeti tat sarma vidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaichi chadyam. Krishna is telling Arjuna, whatever benefits you get by studying the Vedas, by doing philosophical activities, charity, sacrifices, the same benefits or more than that you will get by Krishna Bhakti. And not only that you will get the same benefit, but towards the end of the life, Krishna says you can attain to my supreme abode. So Krishna mentions a few things which are very important for us. Vedaisya sarvar aham eva vedyo vedanta krud veda vid eva chaham. Which means Lord Krishna is saying, by all the Vedas, I am to be known, which means the whole purpose of reading the Vedas is to understand that Sri Krishna Bhagavan is the Devadi Deva. He is the Supreme Lord, right? By all the Vedas. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedas and I am the knower of the Vedas. So Krishna knows the Vedas. He is the one who has to be worshipped in the Vedas, and he is the one who has he has given us everything about the Vedas. So that Bhagavan who knows everything about the Vedas, he is giving us this knowledge of Bhagavad-gītā. So we do not need to study the Vedas in this Kali Yuga. We do not have that kind of expertise to study the Vedas. In fact, you'll be very happy to know Krishna says, "Iti guhya tamam sastram idam uktam maya naga etad buddha buddhiman krita krityascha bharata." Krishna is saying, Arjuna, the most confidential secrets of the Vedas I am explaining to you in Bhagavad-gītā. So there is no need for us to read the Vedas, because the most secrets, everything has been mentioned in Bhagavad-gītā itself. The essence of entire Veda, everything is given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself in this Bhagavad-gītā. So do we need anything else at all? Right? So that is one of the things that we have to understand, that Krishna is mentioning the benefits of reading the Vedas you get by just undergoing devotional service. And Krishna is mentioned very clearly. So in this Kali Yuga, we do not have so much of life to read the Vedas. Do we have that intelligence to read the Vedas? So it is mentioned in our scriptures, Kalir dosha nidhi rajan asti hayek mahaguna kirtanadi eva krishnasya mukta sango param vrajet. Krishna is saying in our scriptures, it is mentioned of all the 4 yugas. We have 4 yugas, right? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and right now we are in Kali Yuga. So Satya Yuga was the best of the best yuga. But right now we are in Kali Yuga. This is the yuga of fault finding, hypocrisy, anxieties, problems, all these kind of things. But one mahaguna of this Kali Yuga, one great quality of this Kali Yuga is by engaging in Krishna Bhakti, Kirtanadi eva Krishnasya, by engaging in Krishna Bhakti, we will be completely purified, we will be completely free of all this contamination, we will be completely liberated, and we will go back to the highest Vaikuntha planet called Goloka Vrindavan. So you may ask the question, by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I don't need the Vedas, just chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I will go back to Vaikuntha, and the answer is yes. And who has given us the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself came in the avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What else do we need? Right? If Krishna himself saying that this is the margam for Kali Yuga, then we follow that, right? So that is one of the things which I want to mention. And also about sacrifices, right? Do you know in the time of Treta Yuga when Lord Ram was there, it was all about sacrifice. For everything they would do Ashwamedha sacrifice, that sacrifice, fire sacrifice, so many things. But in today's world, we do not have such a knowledge to do fire sacrifices. And in this Kali Yuga, the only sacrifice is Kirtana Yajna. Just doing Kirtan. This is what is recommended for this Kali Yuga. Right? So Krishna himself tells in Bhagavad-gītā, Yajnanam japa yajñosmi. Of all the sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy name. You see? So in this Kali Yuga, this sacrifice is required. What is that sacrifice? Kirtana. Just coming and doing Kirtan together. This is what is recommended for this Kali Yuga. Right? So that is one thing which I wanted to mention. And also about sacrifice. Krishna says, whatever you do, anything that you do, do it as a sacrifice for Krishna. Yajnartat karmanon yatra lokayam karma bandhana tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sango param rajet. Krishna says, whatever work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be done. Whatever you should do it as a sacrifice. Don't you all do like whatever hard work that you're doing? If you ask, why are you doing all this sacrifice? You say, you're doing it for your family. You're doing it for my child, right? This is how we say. But Krishna is saying, by doing everything for your own ego, that will karma bandhana, it will bind you into more and more karma. But anything that you do for Krishna, yajnatat karma non yatra, you will be freed from all the karma. Because the whole thing in Hinduism, almost everybody, even if you ask a small child, they will tell you about karma, good karma and bad karma. But Krishna is giving us the formula how to navigate in this material world, how to not get into this bad karma by doing everything as a sacrifice for Vishnu or Krishna. When you do everything and say, when you start the day, Krishna, today's work, I'm doing everything, I will do it to the best of my ability to please you. And at the end of the day, Krishna, I have done my best. Please give your blessings. I'm offering this work to you. Similarly, when you eat some food, when you're eating some food, offer it to Krishna. Krishna, please have this food and please give your blessing. Right? So what happens when we offer food to Krishna before we eat? Do you know what happens? Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad-gītā, Yajna sistasana santo muchyante sarva kilbishai bunjate agam papa ye pachante atmakaranat. Krishna is telling those devotees who are offering food to Krishna and then eating, Krishna saying, you will be released from all kind of sin that comes with the food. Because when the food comes to the table, it must have gone through so many things, right? You must have put it on the fire, insects would have been burned, the food is coming from some other place, some other insects would have been died. So many things would happen on the way. All the food that's coming onto your table is coming with some karma. So Krishna is saying, those people are not offering me and eating, you're only eating sin. But when you offer it to Krishna, Om Radha Krishna Arpanam, and then you offer it to Krishna and make a small prayer, whatever comes to your mind, just offer a nice prayer. I will tell you a very simple prayer, maybe if you all can repeat after me, right? Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, one particular sloka, just quickly repeat after me, you've got 5 more minutes. Patram pushpam, palam toyam, yomi bhakta, prayachati, tad aham, bhaktya, upahritam, asnami, prayatatmanaha. So Krishna Bhagavan is saying in Bhagavad-gītā that with love and devotion, if you offer 4 simple things in the morning when you get up, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, 4 simple things. A tulsi leaf, a flower, a fruit or water. Can't we not offer that? Some fruits, some water. Just offer it to Krishna. Krishna is saying if you offer it to love and devotion just for these 4 simple things, I will surely accept. And that's where your bhakti life will start. So if you've never done before, just daily take 1 verse of Bhagavad-gītā, just take tell Krishna, Krishna, you told in Bhagavad-gītā that if I offer flower and fruits with lots of love, you will surely accept it. So I'm offering you, please accept this. That's all you have to do. Right? So very important. And also in this world, we do so many fruitive activities, right? Everything that we do, it actually implicates us into more and more karma. But when you do everything as an offering for Krishna, then you will be released from all the things. So Krishna's final message is, Arjuna, don't waste your time. You don't need to struggle so hard in order to get bhakti, in order to get Krishna bhakti. That is the ultimate thing. That means every day if you're sitting in your house, or wherever you're going, if you're chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is as good as reading the Vedas, doing charity, doing Ashwamedha sacrifices, doing philosophical activities, doing charity. All those benefits you will get just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What can be a better option than this, right? And why are we only insisting on this in this? Because it is mentioned, Kretayad Jayate Vishnum Tretayad Yajate Magai Dwapare Parchayayam Kalotaddari Hari Kirtanat. Which means the Yuga Dharma of Satya Yuga was meditating for thousands of years. Do we need to meditate? We don't need to do, just mantra meditation. And in Treta Yuga, the Yuga Dharma was fire sacrifice. In Dwapar Yuga, when Krishna there, the Yuga Dharma was deity worship. But in Kali Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is Sankirtana Yajna. You see, that's the reason why we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga is Hare Krishna Kirtan. So by just chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will get all the benefits that Krishna is mentioning about in doing the philosophical activity. So worshipping Krishna is like watering the roots of a tree. When you want to water a plant, what do? We don't water each and every branch, right? What do? We pour the water in the roots because we know that the whole tree will get nourished. So by engaging in Krishna Bhakti, you will get all the benefits of watering the branches, everything, which means all the devatas become happy. Everybody becomes happy just by engaging in Krishna Bhakti. So we please keep this in mind, that the reason why in every Hare Krishna temple we are always chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because this mantra is being given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the middle you can see that is Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself, who came in the avatar of a devotee, and it is he who has given us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And next to him in blue color dhoti, that is Nityananda, which is Lord Balaram, and he is the one who is actually being associating with Krishna and giving us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So can I ask everyone, let's do one very auspicious thing. Keep your hands up in the mood of surrender and just repeat after me. Gauranga! Gauranga! Nityananda! Nityananda! Gauranga! Nityananda! When I say Gauranga, you say Nityananda. When I say Nityananda, you say Gauranga. Gauranga! Gauranga! Nityananda! Nityananda! So by lifting your hands and calling out Nityananda and Gauranga, they are the merciful incarnations of this Kali Yuga. By lifting your hands, you just got $1 billion dollars in your spiritual bank balance. This is the greatest thing that you've done. So the Aarti is going to start now. So you can join for the Aarti. So thanks for giving this your precious time listening to the Harikatha. This is a beautiful Bhagavad-gītā. But the final summary of this thing is, you don't need to do any kind of rituals. Krishna's final message in Bhagavad-gītā, Sarva Dharman Parichajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshishyami. Just worship Krishna and surrender to Krishna. Thank you very much. Get ready for the Aarti, please. Hare Krishna. Please come forward.
Shri Radha Gokulananda ki. Ram Lakshmana Ki. वदन उज्ज्वला